Hello students, welcome to my channel Learning History Made Easy. In today's video, we will be seeing the economics topics, monotonic preferences and indifference map. Before going into the video, if anyone is seeing the channel for the first time or if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and share it with your friends, and also click the bell button to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. So without wasting time, let us get into the video. So as I have told, today's first topic is monotonic preferences. So what are monotonic preferences? The consumer prefers the bundle which has more of at least one good and no less of the other good as compared to the other bundle. So for example, if there are two bundles x1 and x2, that is the first bundle, okay, and y1 and y2 is the second bundle. So imagine that if x1 and x2 have more of one good and no less of the other. So here we can see if x1 is 9 items and x2 is 10. For example, x1 is 9 bananas and 10 mangoes, and y1 and y2 is okay, here y1 and y2 is 8 bananas and 10 mangoes. So what did I say? X1 and x2 is 9 bananas and 10 mangoes. Y1 and y2 is 8 bananas and 10 mangoes. So what does it mean? If x1, x2 has more of at least one good. So if you see, x1 is having more of mangoes here, that is, here only 8 is there, here one more extra is there, 9. And no less of the other, that is y2, bananas are 10 here and same 10 here. So which bundle will people prefer? Naturally they will prefer x1 and x2. Why? Because here one is more and here there is no change. But here they will not prefer y1, y2 because here one is less and here it is 10. So that is called as monotonic preference. That is, if there are two bundles x1, x2 and y1, y2, if x1, x2 has more of at least one good and no less of another good, then the consumer prefers x1, x2 to y1 and y2. So that is the example which is given here. Now, what is indifference map? A family of indifference curves is called as an indifference map. That is, more than one indifference curve together, that is a family of indifference curve is called as a indifference map. So here you have 1, 2 and 3 indifference curve. So this is an indifference map. All the points on an indifferent curve represents bundles which are considered indifferent by the consumer. Bundles on higher indifference curve are preferred by the consumer to bundles on the lower indifference curve, that is bundles on the higher indifference curve. So here if you see, this is the first indifference curve, this is the second and this is the third. The third one is preferred by the consumer because the higher the indifference curve, the more the level of utility or satisfaction. So people will prefer the higher indifference curve more than the lower indifference curve. So let us see about the features of indifference curve. First one is indifference curve slopes downwards from left to right, that is usually it slopes downwards from left to right. This means that in order to have more bananas, the consumer have to forego some mangoes. So for example, you have an indifference curve, here mangoes will be there and here bananas will be there. So here 1, 2, 3 and here 2, 4 and here 6. So if a consumer is having 2 bananas, they imagine, so if this is the indifference curve, they will have 1 mango. If they have to have more of banana, the consumer have to forego some mangoes. That is, if banana is more in number, then mangoes number will reduce. Okay, so here it will be 1. So 1 mango but bananas number is increasing. That means as to have more bananas, the consumer have to forego some mangoes. As long as the consumer is on the same indifference line, and increase in bananas must be compensated by fall in quantity of mango. So here this is a typing mistake, it is indifference curve. So here if the consumer is on the same indifference curve, an increase in banana must be compensated by the fall in mangoes. That is why it is always the indifference curve slopes from left to right. Now the next feature of an indifferent curve is higher indifferent curve gives greater level of utility. So let us see. As long as marginal utility of a commodity is positive, an individual always prefer more of that commodity. So here we have three combinations A, B and C. So A, B and C have the same quantity of mango and different quantity of banana. So for example, here there is 1 banana and 10 mangoes. Here in combination B, it is 2 bananas and 10 mangoes. So naturally this will give more satisfaction because the number of bananas is more but the number of mangoes is the same. So combination B will give more satisfaction than combination A. Same way, in combination C, they have 3 bananas and 10 mangoes. So naturally, combination C will give more level of satisfaction than B and A. That means the more the number of bananas, the more the number of mangoes remain the same. So B will give higher satisfaction than A because there are more bananas and same number of mangoes. Likewise, C will give more level of satisfaction than B because here the number of bananas are more and same number of mangoes are available. So if we see the indifference curve, it is first combination, that is combination A is IC1, combination B IC2 and combination C IC3. In all these the number of mangoes are the same but the number of bananas will change. In the first combination they have 1 banana, second one 2 and third one 3, but the number of mangoes remain the same in all the 3. So that is why if you see the most satisfaction is received from the third indifference curve, that is IC3. So that shows here the indifferent curves, the higher indifferent curve give greater utility, that is indifference curve C of combination C gives greater utility. That is the next feature. Therefore, the higher indifference curve, the greater level of utility. Now the third feature is two indifferent curves never intersect each other. This will lead to conflicting results. So the next one is that two indifferent curves will never intersect with each other. If they intersect, it will lead to conflicting result. To explain that point, here we have made two indifference curves to conflict, that is IC1 is the first indifference curve and IC2 is the second indifference curve. Now point A and point B lies on IC1, that is first indifference curve. Therefore, it will give the same level of satisfaction. Both combinations will give same level of satisfaction. Now in IC2, the second indifference curve, point A and point C lies on IC2, that is second indifference curve. So here that also will give the same level of satisfaction. Because the point A is intersecting, it is same in IC1 and IC2 because it is the same, point A is the same. But when point A is the same, then naturally B and C should be the same, should give the same level of satisfaction, it should be the same. But here B and C cannot be the same, this is not possible. So thus it is proved that indifference curve cannot intersect with each other and that will lead to conflicting results. So here if you see, C is here and B is here. So both cannot be giving the same level of utility. So it cannot intersect with each other. So that is the next feature of an indifference curve. So the first feature of an indifference curve is indifferent curve slopes downward from left to right. Okay, that means a consumer have to forego some level of mangoes to get one more extra banana. Then next one, higher the indifference curve, greater the level of utility. And the last one is an indifference or two indifference curve never intersect with each other. So that is the features of an indifference curve. So I hope you have understood these two topics very clearly. In case you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your likes and shares will be of a great encouragement for me to make more and more videos. So I hope to see you all soon in the coming video. Thank you for watching.